Now in this video tutorial, okay, we are learning that is Java. That will be learning, okay, course Java. Now before starting Java, we'll understand what is Java. Java is a programming language and a platform. Java is a high-level, robust, object-oriented and secure programming language. Java was developed by Sun Microsystem, which is now the subsidiary of Oracle, in the year 1995. James Gosling is known as the father of Java. Before Java, its name was Oak. Since Oak was already a registered company, so James Gosling and his team changed the name Oak name to Java. Now platform any hardware or software environment in which a program runs, it is known as a platform. Since Java has a runtime environment, JRE and API, it is called a platform. Now applications, in which applications, okay, like Java will be helpful to develop. According to Sun, 3 billion devices runs Java. There are many devices where Java is currently used. Some of them are as follows. Now Java is being used, okay, in desktop application, web application, enterprise application, mobile, embedded system, smart card, robotic and games. Now desktop applications such as Acrobat Reader, Media Player, antivirus, etc. Web applications such as irctc.co.in, Java tpoint.com, etc. And in enterprise applications such as banking application. As I told, it has been used in mobile also, embedded system, smart card, robotic, games, etc. Now there are mainly 4 types of application that can be created using Java programming. First is standalone application, are also known as desktop application or Windows based application. These are traditional software that we need to install on every machine. Examples of standalone applications are Media Player, antivirus, etc. AWT and Swing are used in Java for creating standalone application. Second is web application, an application that runs on the server side and creates a dynamic page is called a web application. Currently Servlet, JSP, Struts, Spring, Hibernate, JSF, etc. technologies are used for creating web application in Java. Then enterprise application, an application that is distributed in nature, such as banking applications, etc. is called enterprise application. It has advantages of the high level security, load balancing and clustering. In Java, EJB is used for creating enterprise application. Then it is being used in mobile application. An application which is created for mobile device is called a mobile application. Currently Android and Java ME are used for creating mobile application. Now to learn Java, what is the prerequisite requirement? You must have a basic knowledge of C and C++ programming knowledge. And in this tutorial, Java programming tutorial, I have designed to help beginners and professional. Now we see, okay, about the installation part. It's very simple. Here first you need to go in the Google and you have to type, okay, Java JDK 8, and then from the official website of Java you have to go over here and then scroll down. I am using Windows. If it is your 32-bit machine, you need to install that Windows x86 over here, 86, and Windows x64 from here if you are using a 64-bit machine. For 32-bit machine is Windows x86. So you have to click over here, zip file will be there, and then you need to extract the zip file of JDK. Now after installing JDK, you need to install Eclipse. It's a platform. Okay, now in Eclipse also, what you need to do, in Google you need to write Eclipse download, and then you have to go for Eclipse IDE for Java developers. You need to click over here, and then according to, okay, if you have a 32-bit, you can like use 32-bit, and if you have Windows 64-bit, and you can use Windows 64. After installation part, okay, we need to open our Eclipse software. Now in the Eclipse software, okay, what will happen? You need to click on, I'll just take it here a little bit. You need to go to file, then you need to go to new, and then you need to go to new Java project, and you have to type the Java project name. I already typed okay basic programming over here, then I clicked on finish over here. So your new project will be developed. And after getting a new project, okay, then in the new project, okay, you have to do right click, and then you have to go to over here new class. Then you have to fill up okay the new class thing. Okay, in the package com dot will be written by default. You have to write okay your class name, and dot basic programming I have written my project name. Okay, and then over here you have to write okay what programming you are doing. Okay, now first I am doing okay the programming name, that is welcome to Java, so you can write over here welcome to Java over here in the name column. And after writing the name okay welcome to Java, you need to click on finish, and this screen will be appear. Now we will understand okay this first screen, okay, the very first programming in Java. So we will understand okay step by step, okay, and line by line, okay, each what has been written okay in the programming. Now first it is written okay Java like package com dot abbas dot programming, okay, where in the class okay it was there. Now we will understand okay what is the package and what is the advantages of Java package, what I have written over here Java com.abbas.basic programming. A Java package is a group of similar type of classes, interface and sub packages. Packages in Java can be categorized in two forms: built-in package and user-defined package. There are many built-in packages such as Java, Lang, AWT, JavaX, Swing, .NET, IO, UT, IL, SQL, etc. Here we will have okay detailed learning of creating and using user-defined package. Advantages of Java package will be: Java package is used to categorize the class and interface so that they can be easily maintained. Java package provide access protection. Now we will understand okay like what is access. Java package removes naming collision. Now after package okay is public class. Okay, now this is called as access modifier in Java. Now public class, the public is a Java keyword that declare a member's access as public. Public members are visible to all other classes. This means that any other class can access a public field or method. Further, other class can modify public field unless the field is declared as final. There are two types of modifiers in Java: access modifiers and non-access modifier. The access modifiers in Java specify the accessibility or scope of a field, method, constructor or class. We can change the access level of fields, constructor, method and class by applying the access modifier on it. There are four types of Java access modifier: private, default, protected and public. Our emphasis is more will be on public, but we can understand okay what is private. The access level of private modifier is only within the class. It cannot be accessed from outside the class. Default, the access level of default modifier is only within the package. It cannot be accessed from outside the package. If you do not specify any access level, it will be the default. Protected, the access level of a protected modifier is within the package and outside the package through child class. If you do not make the child class, it cannot be accessed from outside the package. Public, here we will be like more focusing on the access level of public modifiers everywhere. It can be accessed from within the class, outside the class, within the package, and outside the package. There are many non-access modifier such as static, abstract, synchronize, native, volatile, transit, etc. Here we are going to learn the access modifier only. Now as I told you, our main focus will be on public access modifier. Is accessible everywhere. It has the widest scope amongst all other modifier. Now coming back to over here, the parameters. Now parameters used in first program. Let's see what is the meaning of class, public, static, void, main, and string args. System.out.println. You can see over here also, and here we'll understand this. Now class keyword is used to declare a class in Java. Public keyword is an access modifier which represent visibility. It means it is visible to all. Static is a keyword. If we declare any method as static, it is known as the static method. The core advantage of the static method is that there is no need to create an object to invoke the static method. The main method is executed by the JVM, so it does not require to create an object to invoke the main method, so it saves memory. Void is the return type of the method. It means it does not return any value. Main represent the starting point of the program. String args is used for command line argument. System.out.println is used to print statement. Here system is a class, out is the object of the print stream class, print is the method of print stream class. Now you can see over here what will be printed over here, welcome to Java, and the same line I had copied and pasted, and I have replaced welcome to Java by Java is fun. So let's see the output of this program. Welcome to Java and Java is fun. Now the same program, okay, we will do over here. Now instead of okay welcome to Java, Java is fun, what I have written over here, 2 plus 8 into 12. So 12 into 8 will be 96, and 96 plus 2 will be 98. Now let's see the output over here. Yeah, it's 98. Now we'll do okay some mathematic stuff by using bracket. Now what will be happen over here, 2 plus 8 10, 12 tens are 120. Let's see the output. Here you can see 120 over here. Now this was the simple basic mathematics ka stuff. Now after basic mathematics ka stuff, okay, the other program we will see, that is computer area. Yeah, now in computer area, here I have used okay data type, that is double. Now we will understand okay what is the data type also in Java. Now data types in Java, data types are specify the different size and values that can store in the variable. There are two types of data types in Java. First is primitive data types. The primitive data types include boolean, char, byte, short, int, long, float and double. Non-primitive data types include class, interfaces and arrays. Now Java primitive data type, in Java language primitive data types are the building blocks of data manipulation. These are the most basic data types available in Java language. Java is a statically typed programming language. It means all variables must be declared before its use. That is why we need to declare variable types and name. There are 8 types of primitive data types: boolean data type, byte data type, char data type, short data type, int data type, long data type, float data type, double data type. Now boolean data type. The boolean data type is used to store only two possible values, true and false. This data type is used for simple flags that track true false condition. The Boolean data type specifies one bit of information, but its size cannot be defined precisely. Byte data type. The byte data type is an example of primitive data type. It is an 8-bit signed with 2 complement integer. Its default value is 0. The byte data type is used to save memory in large arrays where the memory saving is most required. It saves space because a byte is 4 times smaller than an integer. It can also be used in place of int data type. Short data type. The short data type is 16-bit signed 2 complement integers. Its default value is 0. The short data type can also be used to save memory just like byte data type. A short data type is 2 times smaller than an integer. Int data type. The int data type is 32-bit signed 2 complement integers. Its default value is 0. The int data type is generally used as a default data type for integral value unless if there is no problem about memory. Long data type. The long data type is a 64-bit 2 complement integer. Its default value is 0. The long data type is used when you need a range of values more than those provided by int. Float data type. The float data type is a single precision 32-bit IEEE 754 floating point. Its value range is unlimited. It is recommended to use a float instead of a double if you need to save memory in large arrays of floating point numbers. The float data type should never be used for precise values such as currency. Its default value is 0.0f. Double data type. Here we have used double radius, so here we have used double data type. The double data type is a double precision 64-bit IEEE 754 floating point. Its value range is unlimited. The double data type is generally used for decimal values just like float. The double data type also should never be used for precise values such as currency. Its default value is 0.0d. Char data type. The char data type is a single 16-bit Unicode character. The char data type is used to store character. Now what is Unicode system? Unicode character. Unicode is a universal international standard character encoding that is capable of representing most of the written language. Now using over here double data type, I had created a variable radius and area. Now radius I have already specified. I had not told the user to give input, and here I had given the formula of the radius. Now what it will be printed over here, the area for the circle of radius, then radius will be printed over here 12, and is now area formula will work over here, radius into 3.14. so the area for the circle of radius will be printed over here, and the radius is already 12, so 12 also will be printed over here. Is area will work according to this formula, radius into radius 3.14. I'll show you the output. The area for the circle of radius has been printed. You can see over here the area for the circle of the radius. Now the radius is 12.14 that I have already specified. You can see over here 12, so the 12 has been printed, and is been printed because is has been written over here, and area has done work according to the formula. Now in this I cannot do an input. So if I wanted to do an input, I have to use another thing, that is scanner, Java scanner in it. So we are coming back. Another program will be Java scanner. It's here. Now everything is the same. Here I have used java.util scanner, and then I have used scanner input is equal to new scanner system.in. So how our scanner system works, I will just explain you over here. Now scanner class in Java is, I'll just highlight it. Scanner class in Java is found in the java.util package. Java provide various ways to read input from the keyboard. The java.util.scanner class is one of them. The Java scanner class breaks the input into tokens using a delimiter which is whitespace by default. It provides many methods to read and pass various primitive values. The Java scanner class is widely used to pass int for string and primitive types using a regular expression. It is the simplest way to get input in Java. It's okay, like basically is used to input in Java. By the help of scanner in Java, we can get input from the user in primitive types such as int, long, double, byte, float, short, etc. If you had used C and C++, in that printf and scanf has been used. Here we are using Java scanner. Scanner input stream source. It constructs a new scanner that provides value scan from the specified input stream. Now here we have used that is input next double. Now it's a method of Java scanner class which is used to scan the next token of the input as double. If the transaction is successful, the scanner passed the input that matched. Now in this we had given the scanner that is the name new scanner. Now radius and area is there. The same program will be over here. Now provide the value for the radius, that the question will be asked over here, and then afterwards what it will be print the area for the radius of circle. Then I need whatever the radius what I had mentioned over here, that radius will come over here, and then after getting the radius the area formula will work. We'll see the output. Provide the value. Let's say I had provide the value that is 12. So the area for the circle of radius, you can see in the output also, the area for the circle of the radius. Now radius 12 I have input over here, the radius, and is what the formula works. So whatever I have written over here, that I need to input, and then and it will be printed over here, and after getting printed the formula will works. So this was a very simple program. In that we have done the concept of scanner. Now we will learn the same program, the same logic. We'll convert Fahrenheit into Celsius. Everything is the same, only I need to put the formula over here of the Fahrenheit to Celsius. Celsius, this is the formula, so it will work according to this formula only. And what it will ask, what it will be ask, enter a degree in Fahrenheit. So let's say I had entered degree in Fahrenheit 100. So 100 plus whatever the Fahrenheit is there is Celsius. So Fahrenheit will be printed and 100 will be printed, and is will get after is Celsius, it will get converted into Celsius, and what it will be printed in Celsius. So let's see the output. Let's say I have written over here 100. So the Fahrenheit you can see over here, Fahrenheit, and 100 I have typed over here, so it has come over here. Is over here, and it got converted into Celsius, and in Celsius it got converted into Celsius through a formula, and the formula is mentioned over here. Celsius is equal to, this is the formula. So the logic is the same, how we have done in the area of circle. The same logic is over here. You need to put the formula. Same way you can make it about the currency also. 1 rupee is equal to how much dollar, so you need to specify the dollar rate, and then you can do it. Or you can put a formula also. And same way you can apply for a diesel also. 1 liter diesel is how much, or 1 liter petrol is how much. You need to specify the rate, or you can apply the formula. So it's very simple and it's very easy. And one more program that we will do, that is computer average. The same, okay, here also scanner is there. Enter three variables. Those three variables I have to put, okay. First variable input is equal to next line, second variable, third variable, and I have to put the formula of the average. First variable plus second variable plus third variable divided by 3. And first it will ask, okay, enter any three variable. After entering any three variable, it will print the output, okay, the average of first variable plus second variable plus third variable is, okay, so the average of the answer will be like, I will put the number, okay, 10, 20, 30. The average of 10, 20, 30 is the average. Now average formula I had already specified over here, first variable plus second variable plus third variable divided by 3. This is also very simple program. Enter any three variables, let's say 10, 20, 30. So the answer will be the average of 10, 20, 30 is 20. So it's very simple. Actually Java is a very simple like programming language, provided if you have any programming background of at least C and C++, so you can easily understand, okay, the Java programming, okay, the logic, everything is the same, okay, input and output, okay, then all the classes is there. Just you need to understand, okay, what's new is there in the Java. I hope you had understood all the, okay, programming. I had kept, okay, not completely theoretical lecture, so it sounds boring. So along with theoretical I have shown you practical, so you can, okay, work out in your mind, okay, what is happening, and what I am saying, okay, you can understand through practicality. Thank you very much.